Hey kids, here we are, lesson 7, level 5. This is actually the Choose Your Own Adventure, and this is actually the product reviews. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the index of, and I'll do this in two ways. I'll do it using a traditional for loop, and then we'll use enhanced for loops. And then we can discuss which one's better, which one's not better. So in the review runner class, you'll notice that there are 3 one-dimensional string arrays, one-dimensional arrays that have string objects, and we're getting them from these week 1 reviews and the reviews in week 2 and the reviews in week 3. And if you'll notice that there are 5 reviews in each week. So each one of these one-dimensional string arrays has 5 elements in it. And we're using that file reader toString array from some lessons ago in the last unit, maybe 2 units ago by now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 one-dimensional arrays and we're going to create a 2-dimensional array of string objects called product reviews. And what we're going to do is we're going to arrange those arrays as our rows. And so there are 3 rows and 5 columns in this 2-dimensional string array. And so what we want to do is we want to, in the review class, we want to count how many times the target word shows up in these reviews. And so this is our method that we need to fix. And let's try this 2 ways. Let's try this with a standard old nested for loops like we've done, and then we'll try nested enhanced for loops, and we'll see which one you like better. So we're going to return a count. So we need to create an integer variable called count, and I'll set that equal to 0 for right now. And then I want to go for int, not column, row equals 0. And I want rows to be less than, and this was called product reviews. So less than the product reviews dot length. And I want to increment my rows every time. And then we want to go for int column equals 0. Column is less than product reviews again, but it's just going to be in whatever row I am on. And for the AP purposes, the rows are always going to have the same number of elements in it, so you might as well just use 0, but I will use row there. Length. And then I want to increment my columns by 1. And so what I'm interested in is let's create, I don't know if we need to, but it might make it easier. Let's create a string that is the, I don't want to call it the target word, but I will call it the word, which equals wherever we are in the product reviews. And what I'm interested in is if this word dot index of target word good, camel case, if it's not equal to -1. So let's see, if this returned -1, that means the target word is not anywhere in there. So if I find a place, for example, where this index of the target word is not -1, that means that target word exists somewhere in those reviews. So if it's not -1, I want to take my count and I want to go count +1. And then we want to return our count. Simple enough. And then we'll come back here and let's go to our to-do item here. In the review runner class, we need to call the count times method and print the results. So let's go over yonder and let's go review dot count times. And what do we want to get out of that? Let's see how many times the word this was used. And we want to print that out. So system.out.println. All right, let's see where I'm sure there's going to be some mistakes here somewhere. So let's see what happens. Of course. Of course. There you go. Let's run this again, see if that works. So 0. There were, in other words, that this never occurred. So let's look at great. And if we get 0 again, I'm wondering, there you go. We got a 1. It occurred 1 time. I wonder how many times there was an exclamation point. 7. All right, not bad. So let's go back over here and let's like this the way it is. Let's multi-line comment this puppy out. So add it there. I need to be careful. That goes there. So I will go, and so we've commented that out. And let's go ahead. I'm going to move this down. Let's try to do this with an enhanced for loop. Just for kicks. Just for kicks, enhanced for loops. So for, now this is a string array, and each string away was a week in product reviews. Is that what it was? For each week in the product reviews, then I want to go for, it's another string, each review in the week. Okay, so each week in the product reviews, each week is a string array, each review is a string. All right. And so what I'm interested in is if the review dot index of, not or, of target word is not equal to -1. So if it's not equal to -1, that means the target word is equal to one of those review words. If the target word is ever equal to -1, that means there is no index. It didn't have an index in the week, so it wasn't one of the review words. So then we want to go here. We want to go count equals count plus 1. And we wanted to return that, and that's sitting pretty good. So I think everything else is set. We can probably run this again. So let's see if we get 7. And of course not. So let's see. It does not like that. Oh, I know what I did. Put that in the wrong place. Now let's try it. There you go, 7. And let's go over here and try good. See if good shows up. No times. Anyway, did that both ways. Pick your poison. Make sure you understand when one works and one doesn't work, and when you might want to use one over another.